or what have you. So
yeah. No, dude, I think that it's a massive change, honestly. For me, mainly because distance changes are so important especially for assassins, So honestly, with that Hayabusa change, I think that's where teams will again deprioritize the hero, I would say. But anyway, we have the draft for us right now, and this is definitely a start of the first game, and it is indeed the guy named Error 404, and there's still Zord in there.
So where's Error 404 going?
So Chibi
Chibi's. Yeah.
Chibi's the one that was replaced by Error 404.
Okay, so then
wow.
So Error
crazy.
Error 404 will be jungling then.
Yeah.
Since no Chibi.
I think so.
Okay. Well, this could be one of the things we were talking about, like changing things up, testing things out here.
Sure. We'll see. I'm surprised that Harith was still banned out by Vamos.
Despite the nerf.
Up against Aurora. This is an automatic ban. For when you look back 2 months, 3 months ago, for the entirety of the year,
Mr. Doming.
You would just ban the Harith against Doming. But because of the recent changes, I think there was significant nerfs on Harith, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's still a very strong hero, and Vamos will not let that go for now.
Yeah. This is also... I mean, from my understanding, Sora should not be playable, right? Like, we don't...
Yeah.
For what, 2 weeks? So the entirety of Games of the Future, we won't see Sora. Like, we shouldn't. I believe. Right. Yeah, okay. Going to these bans, though, too, I'm wondering, how the patch will even change these. I don't see too much. I feel like even that Hellcurt is just kind of like a targeted ban towards Team Vamos, right?
Yeah.
On what kind of some of the cheeky picks that they like to bring out. But also I'm wondering, what do you think about the roaming changes, like the blessing changes? How big of an impact that has now.
It is sort of related to Hellcurt, because Hellcurt can be played in the EXP, some played in the gold lane, but it can also be played in the roam role, which now will benefit so much from the dire hit. So generally speaking, what I read from the patch is that dire hit is easier to proc now, because you just have to deal damage. But all of the roamers are now I think the word that I'm going to use here is rewarded more if they are aggressive, and if they're aggressive, meaning they deal the damage or they reveal their opponent so much, because now the golden XP that you get is increases as your level increases as well. So you have to get to a certain level first, and then you can increase it. So all in all, if you're more aggressive, if you're more active in the map, if you're playing with the blessing and the conceal and direct, whatever blessing you chose, then you will be more rewarded. So I think there's a lot of roam focus nowadays. That's why you banned out this Hellcurt. Now, I wonder if Team Vamos are still picking up Jushin, as it is an interesting take. Oh, Grok.
Even though Grok was affected too by this patch a bit.
Yeah, that's right.
It was nerfed.
Basically, all of the I really don't count as a nerf, right? So you can easily say that it's a nerf, because you don't gain CC immunity anymore from all of your spells, right? But your spells cannot be interrupted. Like your tectonic charge cannot be interrupted. Your passive cannot be interrupted, which I feel is like a big quality of life upgrade for the Grok, because that means that you're not afraid of your ultimate being cancelled. And I think that's that to me is a buff, actually.
Yeah, it's so he just doesn't get the immunity when he's casting the skills.
Yeah, the slight immunity, right? So,
yeah. But he still gets it when he does the tech charge. Wait, this is Sora.
No, but
right?
I think they're not allowed to play it. They can click it.
Maybe they're just showing it. They didn't lock it in, so I would like.
Yeah,
I mean, every time we have a new hero, it'd be nice to see it. But Yeah, from my understanding, maybe they're even asking, but
Yeah, they're
yeah, I don't expect to see Sora, at least for now, for games of the future. We'll see him in the future, but not this future. So it's going to be a Farsa and a Fanny, though. Fanny gets picked up with the Farsa. Over on the other side, it looks like Aurora Gaming is just going for the control. You know, nothing too crazy. We've seen Demon Knight play the Fredrin many times. They've also got UA on a signature pick himself, so to set up, you know, around those objective takes. We are seeing how increasingly valuable some of those first turtle fights still are within the game in the current meta. And then you've got the CC over here too. And you see the little bit of change they did with Vengeance as well in this patch. They did a little bit about that. And I guess they just... Technically, they call it a nerf too, but it's the damage taken to the attacker, right? So I think they reduced it by like 10% or so.
Yep, by 10%. Yeah, from 40 to 30, something like that, or 45 to 30, somewhere along those lines, which I think is more of a balance than it is a nerf. So it is still pretty good. I don't know why they actually had to change it. It didn't feel like it was overpowered, since you can really just play around it. But generally, that affects CC, which is picked by Aurora right now. And interestingly, there is a ban of the X-Borg and Hilda on the other side. Now, what I'm curious about is that will teams now go back to picking up the marksman gold laners? Because there was a change for the gold cards. Now we get 40% extra gold from it, which is interesting because that will make it so that gold laners will get to their timing faster. Now, on the one hand, you would think that, okay, yeah, marksmen would really benefit from this. On the other, you would say, maybe the fighters also benefit from this, because that means that they will get to their item timings faster, which means that they can rotate faster as well, which kind of means that, yeah, surely extra gold will benefit marksmen.
Yeah.
But fighters are also going to be very happy from the gold lane perspective if they played from that lane and be active afterwards. So
yeah, they get the extra gold anyway, you know. So like it's a weird thing right now, because even for myself, it's like the gold lane obviously has changed. It's seen, I think, maybe some of the biggest changes over in this last part of the year, especially with the patches and everything. And I don't know, it's like, is it nice to not see all these like marksmen right now, or does it feel like you're missing that, you know, that part of the team composition where it's like, okay, you have your traditional marksmen that are there, even though the patch also nerfed, like technically nerfed the marksmen we're used to seeing, which is just mainly Granger and Harith, right, to an extent. But I don't know if those changes that happened with this patch that just came out is enough to bring back that staple marksman lane. You know what I mean? I think you are right in saying that, yeah, even if it's fighters and they go for it, they'll still enjoy that extra gold from the siege minion, you know. And I don't know, maybe we see some teams kind of test that out here in the days to come. If you know, it's been a while even since we've seen like a Moskov pop up in the lane.
Aurora is a team that likes the Moskov, and
there it is.
You already have the ingredients that you need for the Moskov. You have your peel, you have the Fredrin for the tank. Okay, this is really good. Lilia has quietly, you know, there was a buff on Lilia, and I think that this is quietly the best buff that you'll see in the patch, because what they upgraded from Lilia is not only the damage and like the mana cost or anything, it's the distance actually.
Yeah, I can't believe
when she can. Yeah, I also cannot believe it.
I felt like she already had good range.
Exactly. There's no need to buff the Lilia in that department, honestly. But this is so good because Fredrin hates playing against this hero. Eve also kind of does not like playing against a hero, but they will not go for it because they already have the Farsa. They'll go back to the Granger, which I feel is also a hero that was nerfed so badly. But the idea is you have a strong lane in the gold lane up against the Moskov, and the Fanny will be the centerpiece of the Vamos lineup. Now, for Aurora, there is a buff for the important healers that we have right now, which is Estes, Angela, and Rafaela, but they will go standard. Not gonna change anything. So safe to say, for everyone out there, the patch did not affect one of these teams.
It didn't affect them too much. I guess like on both sides. Well, not really too much for Aurora, but more so over here for Team Vamos. You're going to see if there was that bigger effect for the Grok and Granger, you know, like since those were two of the heroes that did have some of the impact of the patch against us. So we'll see. We'll see how Team Vamos does with this kind of lineup. It's a little bit finicky because you've got a Fanny, and this is going to be interesting to see because I don't think a lot of people have seen Error 404 play. They're used to seeing, Chibi play. So we'll see how this one plays out, man. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump into the game. This is going to be game number 1. Team Vamos versus Aurora Gaming Philippines jumping in this. Wolf, who's got the stronger lineup here?
Okay, so I don't like seeing the Granger right now because of the nerfs that I've seen, and I think that Aurora Gaming has gotten their comfort composition. So I would really feel that it's Aurora Gaming that will have the advantage right here. I think the Fredrin with the Eve is just a very good turtle taking kind of lineup. I think that they have all the tools to protect their Moskov, and Moskov is also great versus the Fanny because of the stun. But we'll see. It's going to be dependent on the execution. Error 404. We don't know if this is Chibi or, well, it's actually Error 404. Will not be able to steal that orange buff.
Okay. So part of this too. Oh, is he actually going to go for this kill on Light? No, he's just going to put pressure here. Team Kite, tanky enough, has UA with him. I think they just force him out of the jungle, so they're going to be fine. I think still, this is one of the things though, man. Like, anytime you pull up that Fanny, you know that you're going to basically have to take care of the Fanny in a way throughout the game, at least if it's buff secured or, at least giving that opening. And I think they have the lineup to allow that to happen. There's a lot of good combinations Team Vamos can go with having an Alice, having that Grok still there, the damage provided with a Farsa, of course, too. And then I think you're just going to have to see, it's not too often we actually get to see the double marksmen go against each other in the lane, And for a lot of the times, we've seen so many fighters placed into there, but Notco versus Domenkite, this is going to be a good match to see.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen that lineup. Normally, in the laning stage, Granger is actually winning now, but there are some changes with the Granger right now. Light is just level 2 at 2 minutes. Maybe this is some of the changes with the roam blessings that we have, but Zorn actually has more XP, but Demon Kite takes the turtle.
Oh, they're going to actually go for him. So Zorn has to burn the flicker. Is this, timing-wise, they would have been level 4, right? Light would have been level 4, so that's already the change that our viewers can go ahead and see, and maybe they've experienced themselves on this new patch. Do you feel like that was warranted though? Like that change needed to happen? Were the roams getting too much XP and gold?
No, I don't think so. Well, honestly, it's not warranted. Roamers are not getting that much XP and gold, but I think it just I think MOBB forces us as roamers to be more aggressive, and so far Zorn has been very aggressive. He actually stole a buff away from the Fredrin.
Oh, he did. Okay, Demon Kite's going to use the Retribution to go ahead and stop Error 404 from going a little bit further. Also, by the way, I believe even the Retribution, the what is it, the icy one? The icy one was affected as well through the patch. It's a little bit less slow, if I recall correctly. Domenkite will be spotted out. Some extra gold going to Notco right now as they're forced off. Ooh. But he still got the gold card though.
Yeah.
With the spear, so good for Domenkite. Doesn't lose too much in that one.
So that's it. Team Vamos are doing the right moves, punishing this Moskov pickup because it is actually not the best when it comes to keeping himself safe in the laning stages. So what they did was to apply the pressure in that area and actually put this outer turret energy shields up to just 10% as of this moment, which actually meant that this Granger will have a significant amount of gold lead over this Moskov. Right now, it's 700, right?
Yeah.
And with the Skypiercer and the boots, this is going to be a great start for Natco.
Yeah, Notco just showing that that Granger little nerf didn't hurt too much, at least so far in the lane against a Moskov, who traditionally does take a little bit longer to go ahead and build up. We know that Trinity items are still really important, both to these. Oh, whoa. Light's going to actually jump in already. There's the feathered airstrike coming down. Light is going to return it. Oh, he falls first. Clarkoon gets a kill. UA finally picking one up. They're going to go ahead and trade it the 2-for-1. Notco joining the fight, but he's just forcing Aurora back. Turtle's up for the taking, though. Demon Kite will start it up. Meanwhile, Domenkite just trying to catch up here in terms of the gold. He's going to clear that bottom lane, that gold lane. He was going to try to get some extra gold off that turret, but he won't be able to. maybe he gets the gold crab here. So Demon Kite securing the turtle, and Demon Kite fine in the 2v1.
Yeah. Double lane coming out from Natco. Demon Kite slowly catching up, has the Roshan Scythe right now. And during that purple buff invade coming out from Aurora Gaming, Light actually landed a massive ultimate. But most importantly, Demon Kite timing his taunt against Error 404 that actually led to the death on that Fanny. And Aurora Gaming have one significant amount of momentum right now.
Yeah, they're going to break out again. Error 404 going down in his side of the jungle. Demon Kite too, as Natco picks up a kill. Zorn's quite low. Yue is going to go ahead and zone them out, but the buff will still be there. So it's just junglers. Junglers' bodies in the jungle falling for that one.
That's very unfortunate for Aurora Gaming. They might have taken down Error 404, which is massive already, but they gave a kill to Natco, and that's a Skypiercer Granger. A kill onto the Granger right now would be good, but I think that he dodged some of that. No, Demon Kite cleans up the kill.
Oh. Good pickup there. They needed that because Demon Kite's still playing catch up here. So now that he gets that kill and he slows down at the scaling from Natco with that kill, also burning the flicker. So unfortunate for him not to stay alive in that. This gives Demon Kite time to catch up. And again, Moskov is a little bit different, right? You kind of just want to go ahead, farm up until you've got at least the 2-3 items, more so the 3 items that you need. So he's just kind of playing this kind of control right now. And the rest of the team of Aurora is the ones that actually have to make things happen. And Light's been doing that. I mean, he's pretty proactive. You don't see Badang pop up too much anymore. Still quite annoying, especially with that. Whoa, Edward. Ooh. Edward falls.
Edward falls. Oh. And the Fanny was so oddly far away. I think that there was a
they're going to go for you
coming out from Zorn.
Oh, tech charge. There's Light. Natco's going to want to fall under the turret. And now they're going to look for more. Siska trying to get away. Throne of Ruin going to be used too. Gets 3, but I don't think you can run away from this. Light still working for it, but Arrow 404 is back. He's going to be able to go in the mid lane. Oh, Demon Kite was caught in the mid. Goes down. Arrow 404 gets some revenge. Team Vamos is fighting it toe-to-toe with Aurora Gaming.
Oh, man. Extra moves coming out from Aurora Gaming. Punishing themselves in that clash in the mid lane. Demon Kite actually lost his life after some of the extra movements coming from Aurora Gaming, but they did take out Natco once again. So that's back-to-back deaths on the Granger. And the Skypiercer is going to hurt this Granger even more. And the fact that Demon Kite got into a kill before that happened made him catch up a little bit. Might be almost caught up when it comes to the gold. But now, Aurora Gaming are going to take this turtle very easily. To the fact that they also took out some of the members of Team Vamos. It's going to be Error 404 trying to go for the Moscow, but there's somebody guarding him in there. That's a Badang, which is one of the natural answers to the Fanny. And Aurora Gaming, I believe that they have all the tools that they need against this Fanny.
Oh, caught here again with a tech charge. Edward goes down for the second time. A lot thrown at him, though. That was pretty much a feathered airstrike, a tech charge, all thrown at him. I think even Throne of Ruin was used there.
Yeah. However, I think that's very unlikely, very un-Edward-like movements coming up from Edward. We see this as one of the most consistent players in the league overall, internationally, and he dies rarely. And when he dies, normally there will always be a trade for his team. But I think that's 2 unanswered deaths for Mr. Edward right now as the CC. And I'm sure that it's not because of the recent nerfs on the Vengeance. I'm sure that it was just because of his positioning as Aurora Gaming is punished once again. But here's the thing. Aurora Gaming capitalized from the group up from Team Vamos and actually pushed top lane.
Yeah, there's not... I feel like there's not... No matter what hero you are or what player you are, man, there's not too much you can do with, like, 3 ultimates thrown at you, you know, especially with an attack charge. Now Zorn gonna face it. A little bit of a backup, though. It's Demon Kite that goes down. Clockhoon is just doing so much damage with this Farsa, man. It's the burst is insane still, and I mean, even a Farsa is one of those heroes that has been a mainstay throughout the meta, but every single time the Farsa is picked up, you're reminded just how much burst damage she has.
Yeah, that right push in the mid lane is one of the death zones for Aurora Gaming. How many bodies have dropped in that specific area where the Moskov is laying down right now? Edward just died in that spot, and now it's going to be Demon Kite. I think it's high time for Aurora Gaming to either avoid that area or secure that area. Because it seems like Team Vamos are just flourishing in this part of the map.
Yeah, they want this tier 1 in the mid, man. They've been working for it. They're set up around it. The Lord is up now. What I'd like to see if Team Vamos can actually go ahead and objectively fight around this Lord pit, because for the previous Turtles, it's mostly been Aurora Gaming Philippines that have had that control and really set things up for them. Again, this lineup allows them to do that. But that's one of the things, Team Vamos, they've just got to go ahead and manage the Mozcov push. You can see AURORA waiting up there patiently. I'm not sure if he's actually going to try to make a play up here, but things are getting in position for the Lord take. I think AURORA has to make a decision too if he's going to actually stay up here and make his way down there, because if he waits too long, Aurora Gaming will actually go ahead and start this up. And it's this fight for the control around that Lord.
Oh, wow. This mid control from Team Vamos is prompting a lot of movements coming out from Aurora Gaming. I wonder if we can see some of the stacks for the Granger right now for the Sky Piercer, because I believe that it's quite low because he died twice afterwards, but he then regained 1. So 3 items available now for the Granger, 3 items as well from the Mozcov. You talked about this, nice, about the 3 items. I call it the... I hope you're ready for this. I call it TIPS, T-I-P-S.
TIPS?
It's free item power spike.
3 items, dude, I like that. The TIPS. He's got the tips.
Yes,
right
sir.
now, he's got the tips. They're going to fight for this Lord. Oh, a tech charge. Good usage of the flicker, but they're going to break out. AURORA gets the Lord, but the fight's still going for it. Now Zorn going to fall. Double for Edward. He's popping the Vengeance. He's looking for the back line. There's the SOD. Domenkite joins the fight. He'll pick up Notco. 4 fall for Team Vamos, all for the Lord.
Massive retribution coming out from AURORA, stealing that Lord away from Aurora Gaming. But the post-objective team fight, Aurora Gaming are so good at that. The way that they used US Ultimate, the way they used Edward, this time nailing Kurt and Cole, and then the Domenkite, the proper uses of the dash, proper target acquisition as well. They have taken out Team Vamos almost unscathed. It kind of felt like they didn't lose as much HP because of how clean they were. Team Vamos were so focused on taking that Lord, was stealing away that Lord, that they did not set up their box properly. Natko was under a lot of duress. Zorn's ultimate wasn't properly utilized, and Clockun wasn't there to deal enough damage against the important members of Aurora Gaming PH.
Oh, look
massive post
Lord
to team fight.
Oh, he finds Notco. SOD lands. Domenkite goes for the kill. Notco falls. Good information from Light. Domenkite still going to be up for now. Gets the space and will pick up another, but it goes to Edward. 2 fault for Team Vamos. Light does this so many times. He waits patiently in that bush. Again, this is the map. This is the deadly grass. And it's deadly with Light there. Conceal's going to be used. Going to put pressure here in the mid lane. Wall thrown up. They're going to have the space turret fall down in the mid lane. UA dropping down the RWM, and they'll clear out this wave and most likely just back off, taken down at the tier 2 here on that bottom side. Again, it was so quick how fast this kind of just turned in favor of Aurora Gaming after that last fight and then another one. So Team Vamos in a position to go ahead and just try to make what they can off these lanes, push with what they can with AURORA, and luckily he's able to get out of there.
Another death on Natko just a minute ago. At this point, you kind of want to sell your Sky Piercer, right? Because it's almost a negative net worth kind of thing. Because I believe that exists for marksman that dies constantly. When he was up with 1 stack, he died twice afterwards. He gets another stack for sure to kind of recover, but then he dies twice again afterwards. Now he's picking up the BOD, so definitely it's going to hurt. But the Sky Piercer stacks, it's going to hurt him right now. And Aurora Gaming are leading by a significant amount of gold. And they even have pushed the mid lane turret, which was crazy to think that they didn't even get the Lord, but they got they won the important team fights, which allowed them to take that inhibitor in the mid lane.
Look at the pressure they're going to put here on the purple buff right now. Meanwhile, up top, Light's making his way with the conceal. He's able to find Clockun, and Clockun's gone. That's a massive amount of damage out of Team Vamos. Another falls. Domenkite on the hunt. They'll pick up more. Now Natko's going to be next. He does kill Domenkite, though, but eventually Sizka dies, and Natko left alone versus 4. He's got a massive wave coming in, and Aurora Gaming knows that they can go ahead and deal with Natko. Midwave pushing in. They see game one in sight. They're going to jump forward, forcing not go off. And there's nothing that a Granger can do as he Rhapsodies to Edward's Vengeance. And game one will go over to Aurora Gaming Philippines.
Can see Vamos finding a lot of wins, mini wins in the early stages of the game. But come the Lord fight, Aurora Gaming just prevailed. Their positioning was really good, the way that they set up their own box, the way that they manage their pieces in that chessboard of real world manipulation. And even when they have lost that Lord Retribution, they won the post Lord teamfight anyways, which some teams would say is more important